The Leopard 2K-ST is here, and it is absolutely broken and probably power creeps older tanks. This thing gets 3 shots, 3.5 seconds between shots, and it crits for 1k. The ultimate lets you spawn in another tank with an independent reload. That means that you can be reloading on one and shooting on the other. That means you can dump about 3,000 damage without crits in just 15 seconds across 2 tanks, which is absolutely nuts. Throughout this game, we'll be seeing a lot more of its little brother, the Leopard 1, which is in a pretty bad state, I'm gonna be honest. Both tanks are Leopard hulls, which means that they got that frontal full ammo rack, which is super easy to crit for 1k damage. This means that a normal Leopard 1 would die in 2 shots in 3.5 seconds if it ever faces this thing, which I do a lot here in this game. If you want to see more of me, I implore you to please subscribe. It means a lot, and I can keep making videos. I have a video planned for the health and player count of this game. Here's a quick graphic. You don't want to miss the video. We draw some really interesting conclusions. You don't want to miss it. Stay subscribed so you're notified when it releases. But onto the Leopard. You'll be seeing that I'm making use of the ultimate a lot to avoid the reload, so I'm always firing at the enemy, which are 3 pitiful Leopards. Something that I wanted to touch on for this video is the state of the Leopard 1, because the Leopard 1 is comically weak. It has some of the worst mobility I've seen for a medium tank in this game. I've noticed the ALVT and Object 287 are much more mobile, and also it's got that horrible full ammo rack that you can't really hide. While the Leopard gets a 2-round clip, you only get it at level 50, which is like 6 hours of suffering at least. While here, stock, immediately you get the 3-round autoloader that's absolutely amazing and can eviscerate Leopards with ease. Now, the astute viewers among you might realize that I'm not using my abilities down to F and T, and to make the most out of this tank, you certainly should be using those abilities, but I have a very good reason. Now, if the tank is above a certain energy threshold, which is the white ability bar that you see, it gets the mask status, which means that it's less likely to show up on the enemy HUD, so that you get less return fire in general and more time farming enemies. That's a big crit, but he's not moving, which means that it's probably a duplicate tank from the ultimate. And I switch back to my own duplicate and start shooting the Leopards. There are 3 Leopards, and they're quite fragile. I'm getting a massive farm here in the corner of the map, and I'm constantly switching between the tanks to maintain my reload and avoid it, while my team is getting absolutely demolished. Due to the frontal ammo rack of Leopard tanks, it is really hard for them to push. That guy tried to make a play, and he got punished very heavily. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, this tank's performance really does speak for itself. This tank's playstyle is that of a medium to long range sniper, and it gets a decent gun, decent mobility, and very bad armor. It can't really push due to the whole ammo rack situation. I will be using the abilities very much in this replay, but I'll do that in the next one, and believe me, they are quite strong. In most situations, I believe that they are better than whatever the Leopard 2 FK, the other Leopard that shoots ATGMs that got added in this update, and the base Leopard 1 itself. Right now, I'm in a bit of a pickle. I'm low HP, but luckily I can just switch to the other tank and go immediately to full health. And it doesn't matter if my clone dies because it's a clone. I can just play in the other tank. And if it's high HP, I can just switch back or spawn another one entirely. And I choose to spawn another one here, I believe. Spawning your clone is quite strategic because with it, you can create a crossfire with yourself, which is quite oppressive. And you can get these insane flanks that just spawn behind him, but I do think he realized that. I guess not, he's just going for my clone. And in a 1v1, shooting the clone is not a very good idea unless it's super low HP, since that's less damage spent on the tank currently shooting you, but it's complicated. This tank does sometimes struggle with gun depression, but it's much better than whatever you have on the Russian tanks. But after all, it's not the HSTVL. That thing gets insane gun depression. Even in a new position, the farm, the bullying, it just continues. We keep dumping round after round into the enemy tanks. But it does look like we're going to lose this game, despite all we have done. And that's normal. This tank can't carry a game. It's no heavy tank, it's no Object 287. It's just really good at farming damage, which is its main job. We're getting high priority picks, which are less impactful in this game than you'd like to think. Once again, the clone ultimate is just amazing. You get that constant stream of dopamine flowing into your brain, that constant left mouse button. And that's something that no other tank can really offer besides the 287. And we do lose. Now, onto the second game. I stumble upon an ignorant Leopard 2 FK. He activates his heal, but that's not enough. 3 shots is sure to kill him from 100 to 0. And there's nothing he could do. Absolutely nothing in that situation. Besides his ability. We'll see more about his ability. Anyways, about this tank's abilities. The first ability, the one on the left, throws a box that deals 1000 damage and slows the enemy, while the second turns you slightly invisible. Well, not really invisible, it turns you translucent. You get this weird like shimmering effect on your tank. I won't be making use of it a lot, but surely someone can put it to use and do some sneaky flanks with it. I'm not the guy. But we see this ALVT flanking, we hit it in the ammo rack for 1000 damage crit. And notice, I shoot the last shell so we can initiate the full auto-loader reload. So we get 3 shots the next time we see another enemy. Now we're on a new respawn and we're going to uncap C. We hit that guy for a chunky engine crit, and we're going to be fighting an ALVT and a Leopard. And notice what happens in this 1v1. The box ability, spoiler alert, is quite good. Just watch this insanity. It deals 1000 damage, it goes over the rock, it chunks him for 1000, he's stunned or something, he gets slowed, and I get to get 3 shots into him. His ult is absolutely terrible. I don't think it will even proc, and I can just spawn my ability to kill him from the other side if I wanted to, but I choose to get the kill on the Leopard first. His ult runs out, I throw a box onto his forehead, he takes 1000 damage, and I just keep dumping round after round into this poor man. There's very little that he can do in this situation, but he chooses to spill oil and dump flares anyways, but that's not going to help him. I crit him in the ammo rack. He's still hanging on for dear life, and I finish him with the box. Well fought, my guy. You will be missed. Ahead of us is the Leopard 2 FK, the other new tank added to this update. You'll notice that when I aim at him, my reticle blooms out, so there's another trick I can do, which is to flick your reticle onto him before it blooms out to get the kill, as I do here. But for safety, I just spawn the other tank, and that will get me into some Looney Tunes hijinks later. I cap the point, and oh boy, to the left, I get jumped by the entire crew. But there's an easy way to get out, but I take the risk. I want to save this clone so my ult stays up, and I'm going to change back to my other clone once I see that it's still alive. I start to reload by emptying the last shell, and I go into a nice sniping position, but there's another guy before me. They are just fully invading our spawn. And I do the flicking trick to easily take out that Leopard 2K. He's switched to his other clone. And like 10 guys walked right past me. That's what Mask does, I suppose. It just makes you invisible to the untrained eye. And I lose my other clone, and sadly, I perish. The Leopard 2FK also gets a play dead ability, which is not terribly convincing, and its ATG misses completely. And I'm going to do the flick. Oh, I mess up the flick. There's a chance of me messing with this trick, but luckily I got my backup 1000 damage box right on top of his forehead, and he loses the 1v1. And before me, there's a new challenger, Leopard 1. He hits me in the turret, but I can finish him in 2 shots. He can't do the same to me. And I win the 1v1 despite being on half health. The original Leopard 1 is just really pitiful. And I face a new ALVT. I'm on this long reload. I can just retreat while I take 1000 of his health. He spews oil on me, but I'm too far away. And I retreat back into the cover. This is the scoreboard to the first game. We did our best, we couldn't save it, and here's the second. We did our best, and we couldn't save it. That's all. Bye.